Hello everyone, welcome to Jeopardy Place. I'm your host for today, Jeopardoge, and on today's episode of How to Wager in Final Jeopardy Like a Pro, I will be covering the 2/3 game. At this point in the series, the games start to get a lot closer, but don't count yourself out just yet. Remember, you're smart enough to appear on the show. So let's jump in. The premise of a 2/3 game is simple. Going into Final Jeopardy, the score of second place is more than 2/3, but less than 3/4 of the score of the leader. It's at this point where the betting strategies start to get really fun, because you can actually win from second even if you get the wrong answer, because there's some wagers that are small enough for where you can do that. You don't need a correct answer. However, that doesn't mean that you can just bet anything. There are a couple bets that are best for each player in this scenario, and I'm going to go over all of them today. So, let's start with third place, and I have some very good news. Not only is your score greater than the difference between second and first, but your score is also greater than 50% of second places, meaning you do not need either player to overbet for a victory. You just need a single get final and a sufficiently large wager. Note the phrase sufficiently large wager. Even if you're in contention, your score just isn't enough to win on a triple stumper. You need to bet at least enough to get to the difference of these two players' scores times 2, generally plus $1, although you don't really need the extra $1. So in this case, since the difference between second and the lead is 6,200, you need to bet to get at least 12,400 on a correct answer. So in this situation, your optimal bet would be at least 4,800. In theory, since you need to be the only player correct to win, you can go all in. However, this is extremely risky, and I would highly recommend not going more than just leaving $1 or $2 behind, just in case. Second place is where a little bit more of the strategy that I was mentioning earlier comes in, because even if I'm sure you've noticed that if the leader bets to cover you by $1 and they get it wrong, they'll fall to below your current score, 14,800. So that introduces a couple of small bets that I'll get into once I go over what the leader has choices to bet. For now, though, you want to focus on what's most important, and that's not allowing third place to surpass you if you get the answer correct. So in this case, you would wager $401 exactly. There are bets that go over that, but not by much. And I'll touch on that once I get to what the leader should bet, which is right now. So, the leader. This choice is deceptively simple. $8,601. Because you want to get to at least $29,601 on a right answer. But what if you get it wrong? Then, that'll drop you to $12,399. If third place bets like this and is correct, they'll be at $12,400. So going back to second place, just in case, you do not want to fall under $12,401. So in this scenario, I would bet $2,399. That is the most you can bet without letting third place back into the game, unless they make a larger wager than the bare minimum. But if second place bets this and is correct, their score will move up to 17,199. If you are the leader, you could potentially take this into account with a bet of just $3,800. That would bring you, don't get me wrong, this would risk exposing you to for some godforsaken reason, double up from second place. But if they bet no more than $2,399, this wager not only guarantees a victory, but also makes you look cool. Now, you might be thinking, but Jeopardoge, isn't the idea of a cover bet based on the idea that second place will go all in every single time? And to that I say, the idea of the host replacement was based on a fair search, but that never stopped Mike Richards now, did it? So, just for a quick recap. Third place, any bet above 4,800 will work. Anything less, and you're giving yourself the L before Final Jeopardy even starts. Second place, at least 401 just to cover third place. And if you really think that will bet no more than this, 2,399, just to make sure you stay ahead of them. Leader, 8,601 if you think second will double up, or if you think second will bet this and go to 17,199, bet this to stay at 17,200. You're getting this, right? So that's going to be it for this video. Next episode will be my co-host Eris covering the 3/4 game, and then the episode after that, I will be back with the 4/5 game, which I'll have a lot to say about. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.